श्री श्रीवान ग्रेस अभय शरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद श्री श्रीवान ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की नीति लीला प्रवेश नामाचार्य हरिदास ठाकुर की अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की ग्रंथराज श्रीमद्भागवतम की शील प्रभुपाद की हरे कृष्ण। Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Narayanam Namaskrityam
Narayanam Namaskritya.
Naram Chaiva Narottamam
Namam Chaiva Narottanam.
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam
Devim Saraswatim Vyasam.
Tato Jayamudiraye
Tato Jayamudiraye.
Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu.
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya
Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya.
Bhagavati Uttama Shloke
Bhagavati Ushtama Shloke.
Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki
Bhaktir Bhagavati Nastiki.
Krishnaya Vasudevaya
Krishnaya Vasudevaya.
Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Welcome to Del Sadhan Mandir Shrimadbhagavatam reading. We are reading from Canto 1, Chapter 8, Prayers by Queen Kunti, text 48. Aho me pasyat jnanam. Aho me pasyata jnanam. Hridi rudham duratmana. Hridi rudham duratmana. Parakyasyeva dehasya bahyo me shaunihir hata. Aho me pasyata jnanam. Hridi rudham duratmana. Parakyasyeva dehasya bahyo akshauhinir hata. Aho me pasyata jnanam. Hridi rudham duratmana. Parakyasyeva dehasya bahyo me akshauhinir hata. Please chant.
Aho me pasyata jnanam.
Aho me pasyata jnanam. Hridi rudham duratmana. Parakyasyeva devasya bahyo me akshauhinir hata. Word will go by word. Aho. O. Me. My. Pasyata. Just see. Ajnanam. Ignorance. Hridi. In the heart. Rudham. Situated in. Duratmana. Of the sinful. Parakyasya. Meant for others. Eva. Certainly. Dehasya. Of the body. Bahvya. Many. Me. By me. Akshauhini. Combination of military phalanxes. Hata. Killed. Aho me pasyata jnanam. Hridi rudham duratmana. Parakyasyeva dehasya bahyo me akshauhinir hata. Translation purport by Stephen Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. King Yudhishthira said, O my Lord, I am the most sinful man. Just see my heart, which is full of ignorance. This body, which is ultimately meant for others, has killed many phalanxes of men. Please repeat. King Yudhishthira said, O my Lord, I am the most sinful man. Just see my heart, which is full of ignorance.
which is full of ignorance.
This body,
This body,
which is ultimately meant for
which is ultimately meant for
others,
others,
has killed many
has killed many
phalanxes of man.
phalanxes of men.
Purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charan Arvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. A solid phalanx of 21,870 chariots, 21,870 elephants, and 1,09,650 infantry and 65,600 cavalry is called an Akshauhini. And many Akshauhinis were killed in the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Maharaja Yudhishthira, as the most pious king of the world, takes for himself the responsibility for killing a huge number of living beings because the battle was fought to reinstate him on the throne. This body is after all meant for others. While there is life in the body, it is meant for service of others. And when it is dead, it is meant to be eaten by dogs and jackals or maggots. He is sorry because for such a temporary body, such a huge massacre was committed. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmalitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsta Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamsta He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So we are reading from Canto 1, Chapter 8, Prayers by Queen Kunti and Parikshit Sev, and text 48. Once again I will go through translation. King Yudhishthira said, O my lord, I am the most sinful man. Just see my heart, which is full of ignorance. This body, which is ultimately meant for others, has killed many phalanxes of men. So yesterday we have seen how Maharaj Yudhishthira, King Yudhishthira, the son of Dharma, overwhelmed by the death of his friends and he was very much aggrieved, just like a common materialistic man. He was asking sages, O sages, thus deluded by affection, he began to speak today. So yesterday he felt a lot of grief and aggrieved towards his fellow relatives and fellow men, Kauravas. And today we are going to see King Yudhishthira Maharaj still continues the grief and speaks in the same grief tone. Yeah. So today we are going to see. So first we are going to see this body is not ours, the main section. And then coming with ignorance. In ignorance, we are serving others like while we think we serve ourselves, like for sense gratification, material enjoyment. And then comes what is true knowledge, like what is real knowledge, what is body and what is soul, and soul that is belongs to Krishna and its eternal servitor position. And at last we are going to see what is the pure devotion and how to please Krishna without any calculations. So starting with, as we see in the purport also, Srila Prabhupada mentions that this body is not for us and this is meant for others. Because while we got this body from our father and mother, like they gave birth to us, and the soul, we as a soul took this body from them, and in our day-to-day life, like after getting to certain age, like we work for someone, like we work as an employee under some organization, so there we are rendering our service to the particular organization, and also in various respects to society or nation, we are serving in one way or the other, like through paying taxes or through defense or through doing some government state jobs. And after our life, what happens is, like as Srila Prabhupada mentions, as we all know, like few religion people, they bury the body, few religion people, they offer to fire, they burn the body into ashes. So the few people who bury the body is decomposed, and many bacteria and is been consuming that body. So this body in not in nothing perspective, like we are using this body for ourselves. It's in our entire lifetime we are either serving one or the other. So we are continuously rendering service. Actually, that is our nature of soul, like to render service to. Actually, the soul main nature is to render service to Krishna. But we, as we are conditioned and we took birth in the material world, we try to serve that person, this person. We try to impress that person. We try to acquire that position. We try to impress these people, the society, the nation. We want to be acquiring more name and fame, and but in the process of this, you are just stuck in this material world, taking birth after birth, acquiring more and more karma. Like for your own sense gratification, if you ought to kill someone, then that is bad karma for you, and for that you would have to take birth again in this material world. And if you do something good for others, like if you are donating something, or if you are giving something to others with respect to some material opulences or wealth, so obviously that is a good karma, and you have to take birth for that as well. Only thing that can get out of this material world is like akarmic activities, like the activities that we render in the service of the Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So this body, actually, like even our father and mother, how do they get the power? It's from the nature, and nature which is being controlled by ultimately by Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. So he is the owner of this body. We are not the owner. We are just took this body for some certain time as a loan. How we take loan from a bank or a lender for certain time, and there will be interest charged on it. So we also took this body for certain time, because this body is not eternal. Like we don't possess this body for entire lifetime, or how much ever we are in this material world. Also, we are just living for a short period of time, like 100 years or 150 years, some period. So during this short period, we think like we are this body. I'm this body, and I have been taking care of this body very much, and we have been focusing more on this body rather than soul, which is our inner self. And the significance of this body is being drastically improved due to influence of various activities in the society. And I would like to quote an analogy here comparison with body and soul. Like a rented apartment, if we decorate it, Jai Shri Ram, Hari Hari, Jai Jagannath, Jai Balaram, so if we stay in a apartment that is not yours, like just a rented apartment, you are staying for rent and you are paying every month rent, but you try to make some nice decorations, you try to bring some new things to it, and you try to keep as good as possible, but still, even though if you do all that, the owner is someone else. You are paying to him the monthly rent, like on a monthly basis. Still, it is not yours. Even though if you have done lot of work, you cannot claim this is my house, I can stay forever. One day the owner will come and he will kick you out of the house, obviously. So the same happens this body also. Even though we decorate and we provide much more care and affection towards body. One day we have to obviously leave this body. When Supreme Lord as Paramatma leaves the body, we have to quit this body. So similarly we say this my body, but it is actually Krishna's property. Krishna has given us for a short time, and if we utilize it in the service of Krishna, it is actually a return service that we can do for Krishna, for giving this wonderful opportunity as human birth. And we also find many evidences in scriptures, like in Isopanishad we find mantra 1, Isavasham idam sarvam yat kinsa jagatyam jagat. So everything in this world belongs to Lord. Everything. He is the proprietor of everything. And also in Bhagavad Gita in 13th chapter, text 3, Krishna says like, Krishna is the knower of all bodies. He is the real owner. When Arjuna, conversation between Arjuna and Krishna, Arjuna asks like doubt regarding this. You say, Krishna, you say you have revealed this knowledge to Sun God, but how is this possible billions of years ago? How could you remember? Then Krishna says, there was neither a time like you nor I exist, like we are existing forever. But I know all my past, present and future as well. But you don't know what is your past and what is your future. You just only know your present. You are just limited to knowing only your present life. So he is the ultimate maintainer and he is the ultimate owner of everyone. So and then next we gonna see like ignorance. In ignorance we try to serve others while we think we serve ourselves. Like we do job. Some people strive very hard in succeeding in that job and to just to impress his superior or supervisor, just to get a small promotion or just to get a small favor from him or salary increment or something or the other. He will strain his body in such a way that he feels a lot of burden. If he don't get the desired result out of what he has done, he feels very depressed and very frustrated. Even though I have put so much efforts, still I am not getting. Why is this possible like that? So we do this in ignorance. Similarly, here in this verse, King Yudhishthira Maharaj, he also laments in ignorance, because he fought for the throne like thinking it was his duty, but realized that millions died for my body, which is not mine. He is being a realized soul and pure devotee of the Lord. He doesn't have to lament, because during Kurukshetra war everything was done under the supervision of Krishna. Krishna, who is the ultimate proprietor and supreme Lord, he knows what is good and what is not. So there is no question in that, but still it is also Krishna's plan that he got deluded, like Yudhishthira Maharaj got deluded, and he got this lamentation. And Prabhupada nicely quotes the analogy like, a donkey carries heavy loads for washermen, thinking it works for itself, but it only gets grass. Even though if it works or not, it will be obvious that it will be having grass daily. But still, it thinks like I have to work this much to get small grass. So that is free anyway, that doesn't cost it anything. But still, it works a lot. So here in this modern society, people sacrifice their health, all their enjoyment, all their family attachments for career, then spend career earnings to fix their health. Because initially, I would like to quote this example, like there are some IT people who work in the night shifts. Even though they do not want to do night shifts, but somehow or other, due to some high offering of salary or wages, they initially get attracted to the night shifts and they take that, and eventually after some months or after some years, we know like the ideal time for our body to sleep in the night is like 6 to 8 hours for human body. But if you do not sleep at that time and if you try to disturb that cycle, eventually your health will be getting deteriorated. So similarly, these people, even though they try to earn more money by doing some odd shifts or shifts at odd hours, eventually after some time progresses, their health will be getting deteriorated. And then these earnings which they have earned, not only those earnings, but also they may take some other outside from other people or from outside lenders to fix their own health, like spending a lot of money on their health problems. So see, after that much efforts that you put, is that the result you expect? Is that the result you got? Is that the worth of that much hard work? No, right? Like, so if this material world is full of miseries and troubles, this is the age of hypocrisy. This Kali Yuga is full of age of hypocrisy. And in Shrimadbhagavatam it is even mentioned in 7th canto as we are just achieving the achieved ones. Like we are trying to find happiness where there is no permanent happiness. It seems to be happiness, but it doesn't last forever. And this material struggle repeats with no satisfaction. And also it is mentioned like people don't know that their real self-interest is Krishna. Whenever a soul tries to understand this, tries to realize this truth of what is my soul and whole and soul purpose, why do I have come to this material world, and how to get back to the Supreme Lord Shri Krishna, and what I need to act accordingly, and what to do and how to do if I try to follow this process sincerely, and eventually they will experience the bliss slowly, gradually, and one day you will be in a state of love, such that there will be nothing except Krishna in your life. Every moment in your life you want to dedicate it to Krishna. And also I want to quote an analogy. In the current society, politicians claim to serve the nation, but often end up serving lobbies or their own senses. Like we see many of the scams by many politicians nowadays in various countries, like people being corrupted, and they want to accumulate more and more wealth for their further generations as well, not only for their generation but for further generations, upcoming generations as well. So they are trying to cheat the people who elected them as the so-called leader, but they try to cheat them, they try to exploit them. So workers think they work for themselves, but salary is spent on family, taxes and obligations. And whatever you get, the hard work which is compared to if you do hard work for 100%, and at last the happiness or enjoyment that you get is like not even 1 to 5%, because you have to spend whatever you get money, you have to spend for your household maintenance and taxes, and if there is any health issue you have to spend it, and eventually what are your savings after last? It's very minimal. So now we're going to see the third point, the real knowledge. What is the real knowledge, and what is body and soul which belongs to Krishna? The true understanding and real understanding is both this body and the soul are Krishna's property. We in the belongs to spiritual world, we had a just minimal thought like, why should I serve Krishna always? Why should I not get any service from anyone? So that one thought led us to get a birth in this material world, and Krishna is so merciful that even though we left him, he did not leave us, he came with us as Paramatma, as Super Soul. And in Bhagavad Gita it is also mentioned like Krishna resides in everyone's heart as control and Super Soul, Paramatma. And he also gives several instructions to Arjuna, and one important final instruction is Sarva Dharma Parityaja Mamekam Sharanam Raja. So don't think anything, Arjuna, just anything about any religion. Abandon all varieties of religion. Just surrender unto me. Just surrender your body and soul to Krishna, not to senses or society. Because if we try to serve our senses or body in the service of Maya, we try to accumulate more and more karma, and we try to engage our senses in material sense gratification. That binds you to this material world, that makes you more and more burdened, and you have to stay more and more long in this material world, which is very, very far away from the spiritual world. And I would also like to quote a real-time example. Suppose if there is a farming land which belongs to government, even if the government gives to some farmers for cultivation, even if farmers cultivate it, similarly, this body is the Krishna's land. We are only temporary tenants as the land that belongs to government. The farmers who are working in the land is for temporary purpose, like seasonal workers or for 2-3 years, like that. So we are also we are the caretakers of this body, and we are the temporary tenants of this body. So here in Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna was guided by Krishna, who fought not for his own glory but for Krishna's plan. And as per Krishna's instruction, Arjuna acted upon, so that made his action pure. There is no consequences for his action in that, because it is considered to be akarmic, because whatever Supreme Lord Sri Krishna has ordered him, he has done that. And he has no, as lamentation of Yudhishthira Maharaj. Arjuna did not have any lamentation, because Krishna had gave him direct instruction to fight, not to quit the war. Arjuna, do this. If you do this, many people will follow you. You are doing the right path. You are on right path. You don't think of other kinsmen. They are not this body, they are the soul. And he also says like, yeah, you just have to do the formality. They are already been liberated. You just have to finish the formality. That's it. And that one takeaway from this section is like sanity, which means using this body for Krishna's purpose in various ways like temple service, chanting, honoring prasadam, which are not for our selfish motives but to maintain this body in the service of Krishna and also to serve various pure devotees, such that our heart gets purified more and more, and we try to be more focused in our spiritual path, and we try to be more consistent in our practice of devotional service. And then comes what is the pure devotion and how to please Krishna without any calculation. So here's an example of Arjuna and Yudhishthira. Arjuna, who was ready to follow Krishna's order, even if sinful by human standards, even if we see like in a human morality way, we think like Arjuna, why is he fighting? The fighting it's a violence, and killing other men, it's not good. But still, it's the Krishna's plan. He knows what to do and when to do and how to do, and whom to instruct and what to instruct. So he's the ultimate creator and he's the supreme personality of Godhead. So he knows when to clear off the burden of the earth and how to do it. So he instructed Arjuna, do this not for your own self but for entire society and entire earth also. But we see in the Bhagavad Gita, Mahabharatam, Yudhishthira Maharaj, when he asked to lie regarding Ashwadhama's death, when Supreme Lord Shri Krishna instructed him to, because Dronacharya will not believe in anyone's words except Yudhishthira, because he knows that whatever the situation might be, Yudhishthira will never lie. In his whole lifetime, he did not utter any lie. So, in order to capture Dronacharya, it is like essential for them to play a trick. So, Krishna planned a plot, but Yudhishthira Maharaj, even though it was order from Krishna, he tried expressing that first few words of it, like Ashwadhama Hatta, in a louder tone such that Dronacharya could hear it, and the other, the Kunjara, that he said like, I killed an elephant which is named Ashwadhama. But to Dronacharya it is conveyed like Ashwadhama is being killed. So he was immediately petrified and he immediately dropped his weapons and he just got surrendered there. So even though Supreme Lord Shri Krishna ordered him to say lie, he still did not break his oath of uttering a lie. So this is, even though if we do whatever, it might be low in respect to human standards or human morality, but still if it is instruction of coming from Krishna, it is ideal job us to do. It is, in this current scenario, I don't think Krishna will order anything regarding violence or something else. In that yuga, in that circumstance, it was essential for him to enact like that, and for a Kshatriya, it is not ideal and it is not advisable to quit from the war in such a way. And the other example in the pastimes of Krishna, when Supreme Lord Shri Krishna was ill and suffering from headache, Narad Muni asked Krishna, how can the pain be relieved? Then Krishna informed Narad Muni that the dust of my pure devotees' feet, the dust coming from the feet of my pure devotees will cure my headache. So he came down to this material world and he was just wandering here and there in search of, in asking his devotees, Supreme Lord devotees, to give him dust. Many people said, no, how can we give, that is very great offense and we are gonna see hell if we do that. But gopis, out of their pure love and affection, they gave dust from their feet without hesitation, willing to go to hell even if it is so, because that action of theirs, if it cures the disease of Krishna or it pleases him health, that is called a pure devotion, because they have no other intention, they have no other motive. They just want to serve Krishna, they just want to please him, they just want to make him feel better. So that is the pure devotion. Without any calculation, like without any ulterior motives or without any selfish desires, if we try to render our service to Krishna, if we try to please him, he takes care of all of us, all the devotees. Because in Bhagavad Gita, he says to Arjuna to promise that his devotees will never vanquish. And he also says I will be taking care of Yoga Kshema Mahamyaham, I will be taking care of my devotees completely if they surrender to me and if they render service to me with no ulterior motives. I will provide them shelter, I will provide everything that is necessary for their sustenance. And Prabhupada also mentions this pure devotion is equal to Anyabhilashita Shunyam. There is no personal desire and only we are doing it for Krishna's pleasure. And in Bhagavad Gita, in chapter 2, we also see Krishna says the fixed determination to serve Krishna without deviation. Without deviation, without interruption and without ulterior motives, if we try to serve selflessly to Krishna, then everything will be sorted and in every means he will try to help us. If we take one step towards him, he comes 100 steps towards us and he makes us how to overcome this material suffering and how to get out of this cycle of birth and death. And also here I would like to quote other example, like pure service example, like soldier who is taking care of the borders, who is rescuing the nation from enemies or terrorist attacks from the other nations and other enemy countries. He risks his life not for himself but for the country. Similarly, a mother stays awake for child, not for herself. Similarly, if we try to become a pure devotee, a pure devotee lives only for Krishna. He keeps on serving Krishna. Wherever he is, in whatever means he is, he tries to serve Krishna to his level best. And also here we have seen in the purport, there are phalanxes or Akshauhini, which consists of 21,000 chariots, 21,870 elephants, and 109k infantry and 65k cavalry. This all combined to be known as Akshauhini, and there are many Akshauhinis in Mahabharata. And Kauravas, having the most major army, having the more phalanxes, even though they have more phalanxes, they could not defeat Pandavas because they were on the adharmic side. So Maharaj Yudhishthira, he thinks that, see, for me getting the throne, these many people, these many living entities have sacrificed their lives. But Prabhupada quotes like, this body, this is not meant for us, but it's meant for others. Even if we are alive or dead. Alive, we are trying to serve one or the other person. But if we are dead, it's either decomposed or it is being fed by some animals like jackals or maggots or bacteria. So I would like to conclude by recollecting few points. As we see in the body, this body is not ours and it belongs to Krishna. Krishna is the ultimate owner of this body. And the significance, I will try to recollect a point here, is like the significance of keeping tilak on our forehead is like this also. The tilak indicates the two vertical lines. It indicates the lotus feet of Supreme Lord, and down the leaf-like ones is like tulsi leaf. And we keep this tilak on our forehead because it mentions like this is the property of Krishna. Krishna is the owner of this property. So we try to keep the tilak every time. So, and also we have seen ignorance is thinking like we serve ourselves. And while we are self-realized, we are trying to serve Krishna in various means, like rendering some service in temple, chanting, and preaching, and also helping many other people to get into temple, to get the mercy of Krishna. And what is the true knowledge of? True knowledge is the realizing of what we are and how to render our service to Krishna, and how to best utilize this property of Krishna, this body. For a short period of time we have this body, so how best we can utilize in the service of Krishna and acting according to that. And this pure devotion, we have seen what is the pure devotion means: acting only for Krishna's satisfaction without any self-interest or self-motive. And one line to summarize is like, since this body must be used for others, let it be used for Krishna, then our life becomes perfect. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Any comments or any questions?
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Prabhu. Thank you. Grantaraj Shrimadbhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai.